Take a slow breath, gently in and slowly out. Feel your shoulders loosen, your thoughts soften, and your mind settle into a peaceful rhythm. Tonight, you're safe, you're calm, and you're here to drift into a story shaped only for rest. Hello, and welcome to tonight's gentle journey through Greek mythology. I'm so glad you're here. Before we begin, if you enjoy peaceful history told in a soft and relaxing way, feel free to subscribe to support the channel. It truly means a lot, and it helps me continue creating calm stories to fall asleep to. Thank you. Now just relax. Let your breathing become slow and steady, and let the world fade as we step into an ancient realm where gods once whispered in the wind. Tonight, we begin with Zeus, not the thunderous, wrathful figure often shown in myths, but a quieter presence, the silent guardian of the sky, the peaceful watcher of clouds, the king who carries storms not to frighten, but to remind the world that everything moves, changes, and eventually calms as your breath flows gently. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of a tranquil mountain range. The air is cool, crisp, faintly scented with pine. The sky is tinted with soft colors, pale gold, silver blue, and the quiet lavender of early dawn. This is Mount Olympus, but not the dramatic Olympus of legends with its roaring clouds and divine thunder. This is Olympus at rest, serene, glowing softly, as though the whole mountain is breathing with you. The peak sits Zeus, but not in the way one might imagine tonight. He is not holding a thunderbolt, he is not commanding armies of gods, he is simply sitting in silence, watching the early morning light unfurl across the sky. His eyes, calm and reflective, follow the drifting of the clouds, each one floating slowly, peacefully, like thoughts that enter the mind and dissolve again. Zeus, in this gentle moment, is not a symbol of power, he is a symbol of balance. And as you listen, you might feel a quiet sense of balance finding its way into your own mind too. Just a steady calmness, settling deeper with every breath you take. To understand Zeus in this peaceful way, we have to go back, far back, to the beginning, long before he was king. Long before thrones, storms, or divine crowns. Back to a time when the world was young, and the sky had no ruler at all. Picture the early world as a soft, swirling mist, not chaotic, just unshaped, a dreamlike landscape where mountains had not fully risen, rivers flowed without names, and the sky glowed like a warm lantern. This was the time of the Titans, ancient beings older than memory. Zeus's father, Kronos, ruled this world with a heavy presence. Not stormy, not fiery, but weighing on everything like a long, cloudy afternoon, and his mother, Rhea, was a presence of gentle earth, cycles, and whispering forests. Zeus was born into a world of tension, but also possibility. Yet his birth was quiet, a moment hidden from sight. Rhea, hearing the prophecy that Kronos would be overthrown by one of his children, hid infant Zeus in a cave on the island of Crete. Now imagine that cave, not dark or frightening, but soft, warm, glowing with the faint shimmer of protective magic. Outside, gentle waves brushed the shore like a lullaby. Inside, the nymphs who cared for Zeus hummed calming melodies, letting the newborn drift into sleep, his tiny breaths blending with the ocean breeze. Even as an infant, they said the sky outside seemed to brighten when he slept, a sign of what he would one day become. You can picture the baby Zeus resting in a cradle made from woven branches, lined with soft wool. His chest rises and falls gently, almost rhythmically, just like your own breathing, now slow, peaceful, unhurried. Years pass like a quiet breeze. Zeus grows not into a loud god, but into a thoughtful one. He learns the language of storms by listening to distant thunder. He learns the secrets of wind by feeling the shifts of air on mountaintops. He learns leadership not through force, but by observing balance in nature. How every storm ends, how every gust of wind softens, how every night finds a dawn. And as he grows, he begins to understand his purpose. Not to dominate the sky, but to guide it gently. When the time comes for Zeus to challenge Kronos, visualize it not as a violent clash but a shifting of seasons. Inevitable, calm, like winter giving way to spring. Kronos, heavy and slow like an old cloud, meets the steady rising presence of Zeus. There is lightning, yes, but it isn't chaotic. It's clear, controlled. Like a symbol of renewal, Zeus frees his siblings. Poseidon, Hades, Hera, Demeter, and Hestia. Together, they stand at the dawn of a new age. An age not of fear, but of harmony. Zeus rises to the throne of the sky. Imagine him climbing the final steps of Mount Olympus. Not marching, not storming, but walking slowly, deliberately. The sky brightening above him with each step when he sits upon his throne. The clouds gather around him, not as weapons, but as cushions of soft white mist. The wind flows gently at his side like a loyal companion. The sun warms his shoulders, and the world, sensing an energy of calm authority, takes its first peaceful breath. From Olympus, Zeus watches over everything: the mountains, the seas, the cities, the hidden forests, not with suspicion or cruelty, but with a quiet awareness, the way someone watches over a sleeping friend. In this gentle version of Zeus, imagine he doesn't shout commands. He whispers them, letting his voice echo like a warm breeze. He doesn't throw thunder to frighten. He guides storms to where rain is needed. He doesn't strike wrathfully. He simply restores balance when harmony is lost. And as you listen, let Zeus's calm become your calm. Let the image of a peaceful sky settle into your mind. Let the slow drift of clouds soften your thoughts. You might picture yourself sitting beside him, high above the world, where the air is clean and deeply still. The sky stretches endlessly, a soft blue ocean without waves. Here, there is no hurry, no noise, no demands, only presence, only breath, only peace. Zeus turns to you with quiet eyes, not glowing or fierce, just gentle. He nods to you, as if to say, "You are safe. Here, you can rest. The sky will breathe for you." Let that thought move through you like warm sunlight. Let it loosen anything that feels tight. Let it soften any worry, any noise, any weight you carried into this moment. Because right now, nothing is needed of you. Nothing at all. You are just a listener, floating softly inside an ancient story. The clouds drift slower. Your breath grows deeper. Zeus closes his eyes, and you can feel the sky relaxing with him. A shared silence, a shared calm, stretching endlessly into the horizon. And as you sit in that vast, peaceful sky, you may feel yourself drifting too, slowly, gently, into a deeper, quieter place inside your mind. The story continues, but you do not need to hold onto every detail. Just let the rhythm of the words guide you. Let the imagery cradle you. Let the softness carry you closer to sleep. Everything is calm now. Everything is steady, and the sky, watched over by Zeus's peaceful presence, remains clear and open, a sanctuary where your mind can finally rest. Take a slow breath in through the nose and gently out again, letting your whole body settle into a deeper comfort. Another slow breath and feel your chest rise softly, fall softly, like a calm wave on a warm shore. Let your thoughts drift, like petals carried by a gentle breeze. Tonight we continue our peaceful journey through Greek mythology, moving with quiet steps into the presence of Hera, not the wrathful, jealous figure often told in familiar myths, but a softer truth beneath those. Stories a queen not of thunder and anger, but of structure, harmony, and the quiet strength that holds a world together. As you settle deeper into your position, imagine the soft glow of early morning light, pale gold, rose pink, and warm white, spreading across the highest peaks of Mount Olympus. The air here is featherlight, still, quiet, at a place where even thoughts slow down to a gentle drift, and within this luminous, silent palace of clouds, Hera walks. She does not stride with force. She glides with the calm grace of someone who has seen ages rise and fall like tides. Her steps are so light they hardly touch the marble beneath her, that a soft breeze follows wherever she goes, carrying a faint scent of blooming myrtle and warm honey. She is not speaking, she is simply being, and that peaceful presence radiates outward, settling even the restless clouds around her. Before Hera was queen, before the crown, before Olympus glittered under the sky, she too came from a time of shadows, the age of the Titans. Born to Kronos and Rhea, Hera knew a world much heavier than the one she would one day guide, a world without shape or clear rules. A place where events happen like storms with no pattern that end. That early time, Hera learned something important. The universe needed balance, structure, cycles, order. Not strictness, but rhythm, the soft, dependable rhythm that life needs to bloom. Imagine young Hera wandering through the misted valleys of the early earth, the land still warm with newborn creation, forests rising like green breaths, rivers forming their first gentle curves, and mountains stretching upward with slow determination. Hera walked among these first landscapes, feeling their pulse. She sensed when a stream needed guidance. She sensed when a tree needed space to grow. She understood instinctively how harmony works, not through force, but through presence and the story. In this quiet retelling, Hera is the goddess of serenity. Not rage, not punishment, but the calm center that every home, every hearth, every life needs. Picture her standing beside a still lake at dusk, the water smooth as polished glass. She dips her fingers into the surface. Circles ripple outward, soft and expanding, until the whole lake seems to breathe with her movements. This is Hera's gift. She brings rhythm to chaos. She brings continuity to shifting moments. Where she stands, the world steadies. And when the time came for the Olympians to rise, Hera remained steady even through change. Zeus battled Kronos. The old age ended. A new one began. While storms raged and mountains shook, Hera held onto a simple truth. Peace can exist even in powerful moments, if one chooses to see the quiet beneath the noise. When Olympus was finally raised into its full radiance, white marble halls, golden columns, terraces wrapped in soft starlight, Hera walked into her role as queen not with pride, but with calm acceptance. She did not need a throne to prove anything. Her presence itself brought coherence to the heavens. Imagine Hera's throne, not sharp or imposing, but carved from smooth, shimmering stone that a soft white glow surrounds it. As if moonlight lives within the marble, beside the throne burns a gentle flame, the flame of continuity, of the home, of ancient cycles still beating steadily in the world below. When Hera sits, she sits with perfect stillness, not rigid but peaceful. Like the moment before sleep when the body releases its final tension. She closes her eyes and listens. What does she hear? The rhythm of the earth itself, the soft beating of human hearts, the crackle of hearth fires, the rustle of grain fields in the evening breeze, the gentle murmur of families settling into their homes, the steady cycle of life moving quietly and consistently. These soft, human sounds are Hera's domain. Not storms, not battles, not dramatic scenes, but the little breaths of everyday existence. Now imagine yourself walking into her presence. Her chamber is warm, lit by soft golden fire. The light dances across, the walls like drifting reflections on water. The air smells faintly of blooming roses and warm bread, the scent of comfort, of home, of belonging. You approach Hera slowly, not out of fear, but reverence for the serenity she carries. She opens her eyes and looks at you. Calm, deep, steady. Her gaze is not piercing. It is comforting, like the gaze of someone who understands more than she says. She inclines her head in a quiet greeting and no words needed. Her presence alone tells you everything. You are welcome. You are safe. You can rest here. Imagine sitting beside her, on soft cushions of woven cloud. The room is warm, the fire crackles softly, and outside the window the stars drift in slow arcs across the sky. Hera speaks. Not loudly, not sharply, but in a gentle melodic tone. Everything finds its place. Everything finds its rhythm. You too will find yours. Let those words settle over you like a blanket. Feel the meaning behind them sinking deeper, calming your breath, relaxing your shoulders, loosening your mind. The world outside grows quieter. The fire softens. Even your heartbeat begins to follow Hera's serene rhythm. Slow, steady, peaceful. Now imagine Hera rising from her throne and walking to a balcony overlooking the world below. You follow her. The open night air greets you with a soft, fragrant breeze. The stars shimmer like tiny lanterns. The moon glows like a silver pearl in the sky. Hera lifts her hands slightly, and the night responds. The air settles, the wind slows, the stars brighten, not with harsh light, but with gentle warmth. This is her magic. Not dramatic, not forceful. Simply soothing, a balm over the sleeping world. She watches over villages where families rest, where fires dim, where dreams drift softly through quiet rooms. She watches over travelers settling under trees, their breaths soft in the night. She watches over children sleeping near hearths, curled under blankets, tiny hands relaxed in perfect peace. And as she watches, you feel her calm pooling in your chest, settling, spreading, like warm honey flowing slowly through your body. Hera turns to you again. Her voice is softer now, almost like a whisper carried by the night wind. You do not have to force rest, she says. You only have to allow it. And in that moment, something inside you releases. The pressure to stay awake, the thoughts trying to hold your attention, the noise that often sits in the corners of your mind. All of it loosens, dissolves, fades, because Hera is the goddess of sanctuary. Not buildings, not walls, but the sanctuary within you, a place where you can finally let go. You close your eyes for a moment. Your breath grows heavier, deeper. Your body melts into stillness. You feel as though someone has gently placed a warm hand on your back, steadying you. The world becomes soft around the edges. Hera's presence wraps around you like a quiet embrace. The night sky hums faintly. The fire crackles lightly in the distance. The stars drift in slow motion. Every sound, every movement, every breath slows to a peaceful rhythm. Your thoughts float like feathers. Your body sinks deeper into rest. Your mind drifts like a boat on calm waters. You are safe, you are calm. You are exactly where you need to be, and Hera, the gentle queen of heaven, watches over your sleep. Take a slow breath, feel your lungs expand softly, and release the air with a calm, heavy exhale as you do. Imagine the tension in your shoulders melting down like drifting sand. Another slow inhale, and let the air flow out again, steady and warm. Let your body sink deeper into stillness as we drift into the gentle world of Poseidon. Not the raging god of storms, but the quiet guardian of deep, dreaming seas. Tonight, the ocean will cradle you. Before anything else, let yourself picture a horizon at dusk, a vast, endless stretch of water painted in soft hues of silver blue and pale lavender. The waves are not crashing. They are moving with slow, rhythmic breaths, rising and falling like a heartbeat in deep sleep. This ocean is calm, warm, and endlessly peaceful, and somewhere within its tranquil depths, Poseidon watches with eyes as gentle as the rolling tide. In stories we often hear of Poseidon's fury, his storms, his earthquakes, but beneath those dramatic tales lies a quieter truth, the older truth that the sea, just like the sky, has moments of deep, silent peace. moments when the water holds the world in a soothing embrace. This is the Poseidon we meet tonight. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of a vast shoreline, your feet touching the cool, smooth sand. The waves move toward you like soft, slow breaths, and when they reach your toes, the water is warm, comforting, almost welcoming. Each wave pulls back gently, inviting you to relax, to let go in the distance. The sea glimmers, under the fading sun. Its surface looks like polished glass, barely disturbed by tiny ripples, and beneath that glowing surface, everything is quiet. Poseidon was born in a world of chaos, the stormy era of Titans. Yet his destiny was to rule the peace beneath the storms. When the Olympians rose and the world found balance, Poseidon took his place not as a tyrant of the oceans, but as their silent listener. Picture him now, not with a trident raised in power, but sitting calmly on a smooth rock, beneath the water's surface. His hair floats lightly around him, drifting with the currents like strands of soft seaweed. His eyes reflect the glimmer of the ocean floor, a quiet blue glow, ancient and serene. He rests one hand on the sand. Tiny streams of light swirl beneath his fingers. Fish glide past him, slow and unafraid. The entire sea breathes in harmony around him, as if Poseidon himself is the heartbeat of the deep. Imagine sinking deeper into this underwater world, your body weightless, your thoughts quieter with each gentle movement of the water around you. The deeper you go, the calmer everything becomes. Down here there are no storms, no voices, no demands, just the soft hum of the ocean, a lullaby older than time. Poseidon does not rule this place through force. He guides it with stillness, with presence, with the ability to listen to the quietest shifts in the currents. Picture an enormous underwater cavern lit by pale blue light. The walls shine like smooth stone polished by centuries of drifting tides, and in the center sits Poseidon's throne. Not gold, not marble, but coral and shell shaped by the sea itself. A throne grown naturally, softly. Over ages, he leans back on it peacefully. His trident rests beside him, but he doesn't hold it, because tonight there is no command to give, no wave to raise, no storm to calm. Tonight, the ocean is at rest. You move closer, floating gently among drifting strands of seagrass. The water around you is warm and thick, like a blanket, wrapping your entire body. You feel your heartbeat slow to match the rhythm of the sea. Poseidon notices you and offers a faint, gentle smile. His voice, when he speaks, is a soft rumble, like the quietest echo of a distant wave. Breathe with the tide, and you do. Inhale, the wave rises. Exhale, the wave falls. Inhale, the ocean expands. Exhale, the water retreats. Your breath becomes a part of the sea itself, matching the ancient rhythm that Poseidon has guided since the dawn of ages. He gestures for you to follow him deeper into the heart of the ocean. Not by swimming, not by effort. You simply drift, carried by the gentle current. Schools of glowing fish glide past in shimmering patterns. Their movements are slow and graceful, like strokes of light painting the dark water. The deeper you float, the more the world feels like a dream, soft, endless, timeless. Poseidon leads you through a field of underwater gardens, swaying corals, soft moss-like plants, drifting strands of kelp that brush your arms like silk ribbons. Everything moves slowly, gently, as though the entire ocean lives in a state of permanent relaxation. He pauses for a moment, allowing the silence to deepen, and in that silence, you hear the soft thrum of the deep, a vibration, a pulse, a calming hum that settles into your bones. This is the sound of an ancient god at peace. Poseidon looks upward, through the layers of water, toward the faint shimmer of the surface far above. He speaks softly again. The ocean can drown, but it can also cradle. Tonight, you feel only the cradle. You drift beside him as he moves through an open cavern where the ceiling glows with light from tiny bioluminescent creatures. They drift like floating stars, illuminating the water with a soft, dreamlike radiance. Poseidon reaches out his hand. The lights gather near his palm, circling gently, responding to him like old friends. He closes his hand slowly, and the lights swirl outward again, filling the cavern with sparkling, peaceful color. In this gentle glow, he tells you the story of how he learned calmness. Long ago, the seas raged constantly, storms tearing across the surface, whirlpools forming without warning. But in the deepest part of the ocean, Poseidon found stillness, a place untouched by waves or wind, a silence so complete that he began to understand the heart of the sea. The surface changes, he says quietly, but the depths endure. You feel that truth settle inside you like a warm stone. Your worries, your noise, your rushing thoughts, all of them exist only on the surface of your mind. But deep within you, there is quiet, there is peace. There is the stillness of the ocean floor. Poseidon guides you there. You both drift downward until your feet gently touch soft sand. The water is warm, hushed, heavy with comfort. The entire world moves in slow motion. Poseidon sits beside you. No storm rises, no waves crash. Nothing shakes. The sea, in its most ancient wisdom, simply rests, and so do you. Your eyes grow heavier. Your breath slows. Your body feels weightless. Poseidon rests his hand on the sand, and you can feel the quiet vibration of the ocean around him. He looks at you with kind, steady eyes. Let the world be distant, he murmurs. Here, only calm remains. The water grows warmer. Your heartbeat slows further. Every muscle softens. Your thoughts drift like tiny bubbles rising through the water. Poseidon closes his eyes, and the entire ocean seems to exhale with him. You are safe. You are held. You are drifting deeper into rest, guided by the gentle god of the sea. The ocean rocks you like a cradle. The deep hum wraps around you like a blanket. Your breath becomes slow, steady, dreamlike, and in the quietest part of the deep, you fall into a soft, endless calm. Take a slow breath, let it enter gently, and release it with a long, warm exhale. Feel your chest soften, your shoulders unwind, and your thoughts drift into a slower rhythm. Tonight we descend not into darkness, but into a realm of stillness, a place where silence is soothing, where shadows are soft, and where Hades, the quiet keeper of the underworld, watches over everything with calm, unwavering peace. The underworld in stories is often pictured as frightening, full of fire and torment. But in truth, in the older myths, in the deeper traditions, the realm of Hades was not a prison. It was a sanctuary of rest, a place where souls were not punished, but simply allowed to sleep. Let yourself imagine this gentler version now. Picture a vast landscape of twilight, not night, not day, but a soft, eternal dusk. The sky is violet gray, glowing faintly as though lit by the memory of the sun. The air is cool and still. Small motes of silver drift through the atmosphere like floating dust in a quiet room, and beneath the sky stands Hades, not the feared god of shadows, but a calm, steady presence. Patient as time, peaceful as deep earth. Before we walk beside him, take another soft breath in and let it out slowly. Feel yourself sinking deeper into stillness, as if descending gently down a staircase carved into ancient stone. Each breath takes you one level deeper. Hades is waiting for you at the bottom, not with judgment, not with coldness, but with the silence of someone who has understood the world longer than anyone else. In this calm retelling, imagine Hades as quiet, contemplative, even gentle. His power is not in thunder or waves, but in absolute steadiness, the kind of presence that never wavers, never shakes, never rushes. He is the god of what lies beneath all things, the roots, the memories, the quiet truths that sleep under the noise of life. Now picture him standing by the entrance to his realm, a tall figure in flowing robes the color of deep shadows. not. Harsh shadows, soft ones, like the kind that settle in your room when you're drifting towards sleep. In his right hand he holds a lantern. But the lantern does not burn bright. Its light is dim, steady, warm, just enough to guide travelers, just enough to say, "You're safe. Come gently." The path into the underworld is not frightening. It is made of smooth stone, worn by time, warmed by the glow of the lantern as you walk with him. Your footsteps make no sound. The air grows cooler, but never cold. The silence around you is comforting, like slipping under a heavy blanket. Hades glances at you, his expression calm, reserved, thoughtful. He does not speak yet. He simply walks at your pace, letting you adjust to the quiet. Imagine the first chamber you enter, a vast hall lit by soft blue. Flames that do not burn, do not flicker wildly. They glow like low embers in a resting hearth. Souls move gently through the room like drifting memories. No cries, no unrest, just peaceful, silent wandering, as if the whole place is breathing in slow motion. This is the real underworld, a realm of rest. Hades gestures toward the hall with a slight movement. This is where the tired ones settle. He says in a voice so soft you almost feel it rather than hear it. His voice is low, soothing, like velvet sliding across stone. These souls are not lost, he continues. They are simply finished with noise. You look around, and the truth becomes clear. The underworld isn't a place of punishment. It is a place where all rushing stops, where all burdens drop away, where everything becomes quiet. And in that quiet, you feel your own mind settling, your breath deepening, your thoughts slowing into smooth, gentle waves. Hades leads you further, deeper, into chambers where the ceiling glows with floating crystals, each one a soft pulse of white or blue light. Beneath them, rivers flow like liquid moonlight, their surfaces smooth and undisturbed. The river Lethe passes silently before you. It is not dangerous here. It is simply peaceful. Those who drink from it do not suffer. They forget pain, grief, anger, until nothing is left but a quiet, empty calm. Hades kneels by the river's edge, dipping his fingers into the water. Ripples move outward slowly, spreading like gentle rings. He watches them with a contemplative gaze. Even the heaviest memories dissolve, he murmurs. Everything softens in time. You sit beside him, feeling the cool mist on your skin. Hades closes his eyes. The river glows brighter for a moment, as if responding to the calm within him. There are no harsh emotions here. Not from him, not from the realm, not from you. Only softness, only stillness. The god of the underworld stands, his robes gently brushing the ground, and gestures for you to follow him deeper. He leads you into a vast forest of pale, silver trees, their leaves shimmering with a faint inner glow, like tiny lanterns hanging from their branches. This forest is the Elysian Grove, where the most peaceful souls dwell. They do not speak. They simply rest among the silver leaves, their forms glowing with faint light as you walk under the canopy. The leaves above rustle softly, not like wind in a forest, but like whispering dreams. Hades steps beside you. In life, people fear endings, he says gently, but endings are only another form of rest. His hand brushes a branch, and the leaves shimmer in response. Everything returns to quiet. You continue walking, feeling the forest calm moving through you, loosening the last tight places in your mind, settling around you like cool night air. The deeper you go, the more dreamlike everything becomes. Your steps slow, your breath grows heavier, warmer. Your thoughts soften into quiet shapes. Hades notices. He slows his pace too, letting you drift, letting the forest cradle your mind. Eventually you reach a small clearing, and in the center lies a smooth stone bench, glowing faintly with warm, golden light. This is a place for rest, a place where even gods come to be still. Hades gestures for you to sit. You lower yourself onto the bench, feeling the stone warm beneath you. That it is deeply comforting, like sunlight trapped inside rock. Hades stands beside you, silent for a long moment. Then, in a voice softer than before, he says, "You do not need to fear quiet. Quiet is where you heal." And as he says this, the world around you falls into nearly perfect stillness, and no movement and no sound. Just a deep, soothing silence that wraps around your mind like a soft cloth. Your eyelids grow heavy. Your breath deepens. Your whole body sinks further into rest. Hades watches you with a calm, steady expression. Protective, patient, understanding. In this moment, he is not the god of death. He is the god of peace, of endings that feel like relief, of silence that feels like safety. Your thoughts drift, like soft shadows through the trees. Your body feels weightless, grounded only by the gentle warmth of the stone beneath you. The dim glow of the forest, the soft pulse of the Lethe, steady presence of Hades all blend together into a single, soothing lullaby. You could sleep here. You could rest in this eternal dusk, under the gentle guard of the quietest god, and Hades, with all the calm of ancient time, whispers one last thought. You are safe to let go. And you do. Your mind drifts into darkness. Not cold darkness, but warm, velvety, comforting darkness. A quiet place where dreams begin softly. Take a slow breath in, let it fill your chest softly, and exhale slowly, feeling the air warm as it leaves your body. Let your shoulders loosen, your jaw unclench, and your thoughts settle into a quiet, steady rhythm. Tonight, we rise into a realm not of thunder or sea or shadow, but of wisdom, gentle, illuminating wisdom, guided by Athena, the calm guardian of clarity and peaceful thought. Let your mind drift like a leaf floating on a slow river. Let this moment expand into quiet space. Imagine a vast sky just before sunrise, a cool silver blue dome stretching endlessly above you. Not bright, not dark, but caught in a soft balance, like a thought forming slowly, gently in your mind. And in the heart of that delicate morning light stands Athena, not armored, not fierce, not the warrior goddess the myths often portray. Tonight, she appears in her quietest form, a presence of serene intellect, calm insight, and peaceful guidance. Her robes are woven from silvery threads that catch the soft dawn. Light in shimmering waves, her eyes, deep gray and thoughtful, hold the calmness of someone who has never needed to raise her voice to be heard. She breathes in slowly, and the wind around her softens. She breathes out gently, and the sky brightens, as if dawn itself follows the rhythm of her calm. Before she speaks, she simply stands with you in silence, a silence so gentle it feels like a hand resting softly on your back, a silence that invites your thoughts to slow, to soften, to unwind. Another slow breath, letting Athena's presence guide you deeper into stillness. To understand her, we travel backward to the moment of her birth. But do not imagine chaos, do not imagine shouting or thunder. Imagine a moment of quiet brilliance, a sudden clarity, like a thought finally forming after long contemplation. Zeus, carrying the weight of divine knowledge within him, experiences a sudden flash of light from his mind, and no pain and no turmoil, just a release, a gentle unfolding, and from that unfolding, Athena emerges, not as a child, not crying or confused, but as a full presence of calm intellect, stepping into the world with perfect composure. Her birth is like sunrise, gradual, illuminating, inevitable, and as she steps forth, the world brightens, not dramatically, but softly, like morning light creeping across a quiet room. Now imagine walking beside Athena across the high terraces of Mount Olympus. The marble beneath your feet is cool and smooth. The air carries a faint scent of olive trees and warm. Stoned, a gentle breeze brushes your skin, tugging lightly at her silver garments. She leads you to a garden perched on a cliff overlooking the world. her sanctuary of thought. The garden is unlike any other. Olive trees with silver-green leaves shimmer in the breeze. Small streams run in winding paths, their water whispering softly. Stone benches rest under flowering branches, and everywhere, the sound of quiet, not emptiness, but peaceful thinking. Athena sits gracefully on one of the benches and gestures for you to join her. Her movements are slow, deliberate, infused with a softness that encourages your entire body to relax. When she finally speaks, her voice is gentle, not commanding, but reassuring, a quiet melody woven into the morning air. Wisdom is not noise, she says. Wisdom is the space between thoughts. You feel those words settle into your mind like warm rain soaking into soil. Athena continues, her voice a soft breeze. True understanding comes when you slow down enough to see clearly. She extends her hand, and from the ground an owl rises, silent, graceful, its feathers shimmering with pale moonlight. It lands beside her, its eyes deep and calm, mirroring Athena's own. This owl, she whispers, sees in the dark, not with force, but with stillness. She turns to you. So can you. Her words drift into your thoughts, warming them, easing them, softening their edges. Your breathing deepens, your eyelids feel heavier. Athena rises and walks deeper into the garden, and you follow her. She stops beside an ancient olive tree, its branches wide, its trunk thick with age and strength. She brushes her fingers across the bark, that a faint golden glow spreads through the tree, pulsing in gentle waves. Growth, Athena says quietly, is patient. The glow continues, expanding through every leaf and branch, illuminating the garden in subtle gold. You cannot force clarity. You can only invite it. The owl circles overhead, silent and steady. Athena leads you to a small pond where the water reflects the sky with perfect stillness. When you look down, you see not a mirror image, but a version of yourself softened, peaceful, calm, unburdened. Athena kneels beside the pond. She touches the surface lightly, ripples spread, slow and delicate, distorting the reflection into soft waves. Even when your mind ripples, she murmurs, the water always returns to stillness. You close your eyes for a moment, and her words flow through you. Your breath steadies. Your body melts into a feeling of deep rest. Your thoughts grow quieter, drifting like feathers on a light breeze. Athena sits beside you, her presence warm and reassuring. She tells you stories, not loud myths of war, but quiet tales of wisdom. How she taught ancient craftsmen to shape tools with patience. How she guided diplomats to speak softly and listen fully. How she showed heroes that courage is not loud, but steady. How she whispered ideas into the minds of poets and philosophers as they sat under olive trees, thinking quietly. These stories flow like soft streams, each one soothing, each one settling deeper into your resting mind. Athena's voice grows softer. Knowledge is a lantern, she says, but wisdom is the flame inside it. You breathe slowly, letting the warmth of that flame drift into your chest. The sky above grows brighter, but not sharply, a gentle, spreading glow like dawn stretching across a calm hillside. Athena places a hand lightly on your shoulder. You do not need to know everything, she whispers. You only need to be open, calm, and patient. Her words feel like a blanket wrapping around you. Slowly, she leads you to a quiet alcove of the garden, a small resting place covered in soft moss. You lie down, feeling the earth warm beneath you, supporting you. The owl settles on a branch above, watching over you. Athena sits nearby, humming a melody almost too soft to hear. A tune that feels ancient, soothing, and deeply familiar. Your breath slows, your body relaxes. Your mind floats. The garden fades into a gentle blur of silver and green. Before your eyes fully close, Athena speaks one final time. her voice a whisper woven from light and air. Rest now, your thoughts can wait, wisdom grows in quiet places, and you are in one. And with that, you drift deeper and deeper into a soft, peaceful sleep. Take a slow, deep breath, and let the air fall out of your lungs like warm sand slipping through open fingers. Let your body settle, your shoulders soften, your thoughts drift into a slow, peaceful rhythm. You've come far in this journey, and now you're stepping into a new realm. A place woven with golden light, warmth, and soothing harmony. Tonight, we walk beside Apollo, not as the fierce god of vengeance or the punishing archer of myth, but as the serene bringer of light, the calm spirit of harmony, and the quiet guardian of healing. His presence tonight is gentle, comforting, warm like sunlight on your closed eyelids, soft like a distant melody humming through the air. Let your breathing match the slow, pulsing rhythm of this golden light that now surrounds you. Imagine standing in a vast landscape painted with the colors of early morning, pale gold, soft rose, gentle amber. The horizon glows with a warmth that doesn't burn, but rather wraps around you like a soft blanket. This is Apollo's light, a light that comforts, a light that guides, and then quietly, he steps into view. Apollo appears not as a blinding sun, but as a warm presence. His hair flows like strands of spun gold, catching the soft light around him. His skin glows with the faint radiance of dawn, and his eyes hold the calm of someone who deeply understands the music of the world. In his hands, he carries a lyre, not grand, not adorned, but simple and luminous, the strings shimmering with gentle vibrations of sound. That he raises his eyes to you and smiles, not a bold, confident smile, but a warm, peaceful, welcoming one. Rest, he seems to say without speaking. Tonight, light is soft. Tonight, music is quiet. With a breath, he plucks a single note on his lyre, a tiny, delicate vibration, so soft it barely forms sound. Yet it seems to float through every inch of the air around you, smoothing the edges of your thoughts, untangling your mind from the noise of the day. Another breath, another note. The melody grows like morning sunlight spreading across a quiet valley. Apollo gestures for you to follow him up a winding path of white stone. Each step you take feels lighter, as though gravity itself softens in his presence. The path leads to a high hill overlooking the world, bathed in warm, amber light. The air here is sweet, carrying gentle hints of honey and wildflowers. A faint breeze brushes against your face, cooling and comforting. Apollo stands at the hill's edge, gazing out over the vast expanse of land below. This light, he murmurs softly, is not power, it is clarity. His voice is soothing, carefully measured, like a soft lullaby. The sound hums through you, gentle and warm. He lifts his lyre again, and another soft melody floats through the air. A delicate sequence of notes that shimmer like golden dust drifting in still air. With each note, a memory from the world below glows faintly into view. Ancient healers mixing herbs under the sun, travelers finding safe paths lit by daylight, artists inspired by the glow of mourning mothers comforting their children under a warm sky, sailors navigating with sunlight guiding their voyage, fields of grain ripening under Apollo's gentle gaze. But the scenes are not rushed. They glide slowly, peacefully, like pages turning in a quiet dream. Apollo's light is not harsh. It is not a command. It is reassurance. A steady, rhythmic presence that reminds the world that warmth exists, even in difficult times. That as you walk deeper into the space of golden calm, Apollo begins to tell a soft story, not with his voice alone, but with the quiet hum of his lyre. He tells of the time the world was covered in early mist, when shadows were long and fear walked easily between them, and how he brought not fierce sunlight, but a gentle dawn, a slow illumination that revealed shapes, paths, and possibilities. He speaks of the muses, 9 sisters whose talents bloom under his presence. Poetry, dance, music, astronomy, art, all softened, enriched, harmonized by his guiding hand. He describes how creativity requires quiet, how inspiration rises not from force, but from openness, how healing begins when light touches the darkness without tearing it apart. His fingers glide across, the lyre again, each note a slow, soft brushstroke of warmth. The melody grows calm, stretching like a ribbon of golden silk across your thoughts. Apollo then gestures toward a serene meadow, where the grass sways softly in a warm breeze. You walk beside him, feeling your feet sink into the soft earth. In the center of the meadow lies a quiet spring, water clear as glass, glowing faintly with reflected light. Apollo kneels beside it, dipping his fingers into the surface. The water ripples gently, carrying a soft glow outward. This spring reflects what is inside us, he whispers. But reflection is never harsh. The water shows you who you are with kindness, not judgment. He invites you to kneel beside him. You look into the water. It doesn't show your exact reflection. Instead, it shows a version of you at peace, a version of you resting, a version of you without tension, without worry, without weight. Apollo nods slowly, as if saying, "See, this is you too." A soft wind moves through the meadow, brushing through Apollo's golden hair, stirring the air with a warmth that feels like comfort given physical form. He rises slowly and motions toward a grove of trees. The leaves shimmer like thin sheets of gold, rustling quietly. He walks between the trees, and you follow him to a shaded clearing where a warm glow shines through the branches overhead. He sits on a smooth stone and plays the lyre once more. This time, the music is slower, lower, more like a heartbeat than a melody. Each note vibrates gently through your body. Your breathing aligns with the rhythm. Your muscles release their tension little by little. The grove brightens with soft pulses of light, responding to the music. The trees sway. The air warms. The world becomes quiet, as if listening. Apollo closes his eyes, and the light around him glows brighter. Not sharp, but soothing, like the sun filtered through warm silk curtains. "This light is yours," he whispers. "A quiet place within. You a warmth you carry even on your darkest days." He places the lyre beside him and reaches out with his hand, placing it gently over yours. You feel a calm pulse of warmth spread from his touch, gentle, steady, grounding. "Rest now," he murmurs. "Let warmth guide you. Let calm remain with you. Let the world grow soft." His words settle into your mind like sunlight settling on a quiet lake. The grove dims into a soft, sleepy haze. The last thing you sense is Apollo's peaceful presence, warm, comforting, watching over you as the golden light slowly fades into deep, restful relaxation. Your breath slows, your thoughts drift, your body sinks into weightless calm, and then, softly, you fall deeper and deeper into a warm, golden sleep. Take a slow breath in, hold it gently, and then let it fall out of your chest like a soft sigh passing through quiet nighttime air. Feel your shoulders loosen, your mind open, your breathing settle into a steady, soothing rhythm. Tonight, everything becomes softer. The sounds, the thoughts, the feelings. Tonight, we walk into the quiet of the night, guided by Artemis, the gentle mistress of moonlight, the protector of stillness, and the guardian of the peaceful wild. Let the air grow cooler around. You in your imagination, like stepping into a forest just after twilight. The sky overhead fades into deep blue, and a soft silver glow spreads across the treetops, brushing them with light so gentle it feels like a whisper. This is Artemis's world. Not loud, not fierce, but calm, beautifully calm. A sanctuary of silence, instinct, and moonlit peace. As your breath steadies, imagine the soft crunch of leaves beneath your feet, the faint scent of pine, the quiet hum of night insects singing far in the distance. All around you, the world dims, slows, hushes, and then, through the cool silver air, Artemis appears. She steps into view like a shape carved from moonlight itself, tall, graceful, and impossibly calm. She carries the soft presence of someone fully at home in the quiet. Her hair falls in long waves the color of pale starlight. Her eyes glow with a gentle silver hue. Not sharp, not piercing, but steady and soft, like reflections in still water. She holds a bow at her side, but tonight it is. Not a weapon that it is part of her presence. Elegant, curved like the crescent moon, shimmering faintly with celestial light, Artemis lifts her gaze to you and offers a small, serene smile. Walk with me. She seems to say without speaking, that a whisper carried by the wind, that a thought formed in silence. You follow her deeper into the moonlit forest. The trees stretch high above, their branches swaying gently in the cool night breeze. Patches of soft silver light spill across the forest floor, forming quiet. Pools that ripple and shift as the leaves move overhead. Artemis walks with bare feet, each step soundless, as though the earth itself softens beneath her. The animals of the forest sense her presence. Not with fear, but with trust. Owls blink slowly from high branches, small deer peek from behind the trees. Unafraid, that a fox with glowing amber eyes trots gently alongside her, brushing past her ankle with affection before disappearing into the brush. Every creature moves in harmony with her, not because she commands them, but because she belongs here, deeply, quietly, completely. She stops beside a small clearing bathed in gentle moonlight. That a pool of water lies in the center, its surface perfectly still, mirroring the moon overhead with a clarity that feels almost magical. Artemis kneels beside the pool and gestures for you to join her. You kneel, feeling the cool earth beneath your hands. Look, she whispers softly. You look into the pool. At first, you see only the moon's reflection, soft, silver, calm. Then the reflection shifts. The moon melts into a vision of yourself, but softened, not burdened, not tense, not rushed, just peaceful. Artemis touches the water with the tip of her finger, and gentle ripples expand outward, distorting your reflection into slow waves. Her voice, barely louder than a breath, floats through the air. Like the moonlight, you do not need to shine brightly to exist. Softness is enough. Stillness is enough. You are enough. The ripples fade, and the water returns to perfect stillness. Artemis rises, and the forest brightens around her. She leads you deeper into the trees, where fireflies begin to spark, their soft lights drifting like tiny stars among the branches. She lifts her hand, and one of the fireflies lands gently on her palm, its glowing body pulsing slowly, rhythmically. Artemis brings her hand closer so you can see it. The glow flickers in perfect harmony with your own breathing. In the darkness, she whispers, "There is always a gentle light, if you look for it." She releases the firefly, and it floats away, joining the others in a quiet dance of warm light. Artemis guides you toward a natural arch of intertwined branches. Forming a doorway of moonlit leaves, she steps through, and you follow, entering a hidden part of the forest where the ground is covered in soft moss. Like a bed prepared for quiet dreams, that a faint mist hangs in the air, glowing with the soft shimmer of moonlight. Tiny silver particles drift lazily, making the space feel dreamlike, suspended between the world of sleep and the world of waking. Artemis sits gracefully on a moss-covered stone and pats the space beside her, inviting you to sit. When you do, she takes a long, slow breath, a breath that you can't help but mirror. She closes her eyes. The entire forest seems to breathe with her. When she speaks again, her voice glides through the air like a cool breeze. The night is not to fear. It is a place of rest, a place of renewal, a place where the world grows quiet so the soul can finally listen. She gently touches your shoulder, and warmth spreads from her fingertips, flowing through your body like liquid silver. Your muscles release their tension. Your mind quiets. Your breath softens, that a gentle lullaby rises from the forest around you. The rustle of leaves, the distant call of an owl, the soft hum of crickets, the whisper of the wind. Everything flows together in a harmonious rhythm, forming a natural song of sleep. Artemis lifts her face toward the moon, her eyes half closed, her expression serene. She watches over you too, Artemis whispers. The moonlight touches all things, even when they sleep. She turns back to you, her eyes glowing gently. Rest, she says softly. You are safe in the quiet. You are safe in the dark. You are safe in the light of the moon. Her words settle into your thoughts like feathers drifting onto soft ground. Artemis leans her back against a tree, and you lie down on the moss beside her. The forest grows softer, the shadows hazier, the moonlight warmer. The last thing you feel is Artemis's calm presence beside you. Steady, protective, peaceful. As you sink deeper and deeper into the gentle quiet of the night, and finally, wrapped in moonlight and silence, you drift into a deep, restful sleep. Take a deep breath in, hold it softly, and let it fall out of your chest like a long, gentle sigh drifting across an open field at dusk. Feel the lingering noise of the day fade behind you. Feel your muscles loosen. Feel your mind settle into a slower, softer rhythm. Tonight, we walk into a realm you may not expect to bring you peace, a realm often described as loud, chaotic, intense. But tonight, it is none of those things. Tonight, we enter the calm heart of someone misunderstood, Ares, the god of strength, courage, and the quiet fire that lives within everyone. Not the roaring battlefield, not clashing metal or angry shouts. No, tonight, Ares appears in his gentlest form, the embodiment of stillness, grounding, and inner stability. Let your breath deepen, and imagine the world around you dimming into the soft colors of late twilight. A sky painted in warm auburn and muted gold stretches above an open plain. The sun has just dipped below the horizon, leaving behind a warm glow that blankets the landscape with a gentle, earthy calm. The air is cool, the wind slow, the world hushed. This is where Ares waits. You walk across the quiet plain, feeling the soft earth beneath your feet. Tall grasses sway around your legs, brushing against you like whispers of comfort. The scent of warm soil and faint wild herbs drifts gently in the air, and then, from the deepening twilight, a figure appears, Ares. But not how the stories describe him, that he stands quietly. His presence steady rather than fierce, his armor is muted, brushed in soft bronze that glows like embers rather than flames. His spear rests gently at his side. Not raised, not threatening, his hair falls in relaxed waves. Caught slightly in the breeze, his eyes, deep and thoughtful, reflect not anger, but contemplation. When he looks toward you, the expression in his gaze is unexpected. Not intense, but calm, grounded, and welcoming. He breathes in deeply, slowly, and even from where you stand, you can feel the air around you respond, becoming steadier, more rhythmic, more peaceful. Walk with me, his presence seems to say. You move toward him across the quiet field. The sky grows darker, shifting into deep shades of blue and violet, dotted with the first hints of stars. The wind hushes itself to a soft murmur. Ares begins walking along a worn path through the grass, his steps slow and deliberate. He moves not like a warrior, but like someone deeply connected to the earth, someone who understands how to be still, how to listen, how to breathe with the world rather than against it. This place, he says softly, is where noise becomes silence, where tension dissolves, where strength becomes calm. You feel the truth of his words settle into your chest. Ares stops beside a small hill and gestures for you to climb it with him. When you reach the top, the view opens widely. A vast, quiet landscape stretching into the horizon. There are no battles here and no conflict, only stillness. Ares sits on the grass and pats the ground beside him. You sit, feeling the warmth radiating from the earth beneath you as he takes a slow breath. You mirror him without thinking. Then his voice drifts into the night, deeper, softer, smoother than you imagined. People see chaos in me, he murmurs. They forget that strength is not noise, strength is steadiness. He presses his palm against the ground. Strength is knowing you will not break. His words drift through you like warm wind. Ares lifts his gaze to the rising moon, its soft white glow washing over the fields. Even the moon, he whispers, pulls the world gently. He rests his hands in his lap and closes his eyes. Calm is a form of power too. A gentle silence stretches between you, not empty, but comforting. Then Ares begins to tell you quiet stories from ages long past, stories not of war, but of the moments before it, moments of breath, moments of reflection, moments when heroes sat in silence, gathering their thoughts like fallen leaves, letting the wind carry away their fear. He speaks of how he watched them, not to push them forward, but to remind them that courage begins in stillness. He tells you how warriors would sit beside rivers, letting the water soothe their minds before stepping into uncertainty. How travelers lit small fires at night, staring quietly into the flames as they prepared themselves for new paths. How mothers would hum lullabies to children so they could sleep through difficult nights. These, Ares says softly, are the moments I stand guard over. He opens his eyes, and they reflect the moonlight, not fiercely, but warmly. I am not the roar, that I am the heartbeat beneath it. A soft breeze brushes through the grass, and the stars brighten overhead. The field glows with gentle silver light, creating a calm so deep it feels like a warm blanket draped across your mind. Ares stands and gestures for you to follow him again. He leads you down the hill into a secluded valley where fireflies drift in soft patterns of gold. He kneels, letting the fireflies gather around his hands. They hover gently, casting tiny glowing halos around his fingers. When the world overwhelms you, he says, "Come back to this. Not to me, but to the quiet inside you." He places one hand on your shoulder, firm, but warm and grounding. Your strength lives in your calm. He whispers. You feel a soft, warm wave of relaxation ripple down your spine. Your body loosens. Your breathing slows even more. Ares sits with you in the valley, watching the fireflies swirl gently in the night air. The world feels like it is slowed to a gentle hum. You lie back against the soft grass, the sky spreading above you like a great canvas of stars. Ares sits beside you, silent, steady, protective, not with tension, but with presence. His voice drifts into the night one last time, softer than ever. Rest, let the noise fade, let the world soften. Your strength will remain, even in sleep. The fireflies dim into soft golden blurs. The stars stretch into dreamy streaks of light. Ares' presence becomes a quiet warmth beside you. And slowly, deeply, peacefully, you drift into sleep. Take a slow breath in, let it fill your chest like warm light pouring into a quiet room, and exhale softly, letting the day melt away in a long, delicate sigh. Let your shoulders sink, let your thoughts loosen. Let your body become a soft shape resting easily wherever you are. Tonight, we wander into a realm not defined by passion or desire, but by a softer expression of love, one woven from serenity, understanding, and quiet tenderness. Aphrodite appears not in the fiery radiance the ancient poets described, but in a gentle glow, soft as warm water touching the shoreline, calm as a breeze drifting across rose petals at dusk. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of a serene sea. The sky above is painted in muted shades of peach and lavender. Thin clouds drift lazily. The sun has just set, leaving the horizon glowing like a fading lantern. Waves roll in slow, soothing rhythms, each one a breath, each one a heartbeat. This is Aphrodite's world tonight, a world of softness, a world of warmth. A world where the heart quiets and the mind rests. Feel the cool sand beneath your feet. Feel the ocean breeze glide across your skin. Feel the hush of the waves brushing against the shore. A hush that wraps around you like a soft blanket, and then, from the shimmering surface of the water, she rises. Aphrodite steps gently onto the shore, glowing faintly with warm golden light. Her hair flows like silk caught in a soft tide. Her eyes, deep and tranquil, hold a kindness that washes over you like warm water. There is no rush in her movements and no urgency. Only grace, only calm. She walks toward you, the ocean following her like a soft blue veil as she approaches. The air around you becomes warmer, sweeter, carrying faint hints of jasmine, honey, and sunlit roses. Her voice, when it comes, is softer than the waves themselves. A melody woven from warmth and breath. Breathe with me. You inhale slowly. The sea inhales with you. You exhale gently. The tide flows back across the sand. Aphrodite smiles. Good, she whispers. Let your heart rest. She gestures for you to walk with her along the shoreline. You follow, and the sand cools beneath your feet. The waves brush lightly against your ankles, carrying away the tension of the day with each retreating curl of water. Aphrodite's presence beside you is calming. A warm aura, a soft glow, a quiet reassurance. She begins to speak, not loudly, but in a soft, rhythmic tone that blends seamlessly with the ocean's breath. Love, she murmurs, is not noise, not fire, not storm. She stops walking and steps closer to the water. Her reflection shimmers in the soft waves. Love is presence, she continues, the gentle knowing that you are not alone. She dips her fingertips into the water, and where she touches, the sea glows faintly with golden light. Love is a tide, she says softly. It comes quietly, wraps around you, and leaves you softer than before. You walk deeper into the coastline with her, passing smooth stones, pale shells, and clusters of tiny glowing fish that drift like floating sparks. Aphrodite leads you to a small cove hidden between two smooth cliffs. Inside, the water is calm and turquoise, glowing softly with bioluminescent light. She sits on a large stone and gestures for you to sit beside her. Her presence feels like warmth spreading through your chest. She turns toward you, her voice even softer now. You carry more weight than you realize, she whispers. Let it fall away, like sand slipping between your fingers. She lifts one hand and closes her eyes that a soft breeze stirs, carrying faint chimes of distant laughter, music, and memories of gentle moments. A hug you once needed, a smile you once received, a peaceful night from long ago. These moments, she says, are love. She opens her eyes slowly. Love is not a storm. Love is a refuge. She stands and leads you to the water's edge within the cove. The sea glows around you, lighting your feet in turquoise. Small ripples shimmer outward with each breath you take. Aphrodite kneels and scoops water into her hands. She lets it fall slowly, gracefully, each droplet shining like tiny stars. As the water falls, she whispers, "Let your worries fall with it." You watch the luminous drops hit the surface. Each one dissolves softly, fading into gentle rings of light. Aphrodite rises and steps deeper into the glowing water, motioning for you to follow. You walk forward, and the warmth envelopes your legs, calming your skin, soothing your mind. You stop beside her, water shimmering gently around you. She places a hand lightly on your shoulder, warm, delicate, steady. You deserve peace, she whispers. You deserve softness. The water brightens around you, casting soft reflections across the cliff walls. The world grows quiet, as if holding its breath. Then Aphrodite begins to hum, a gentle, melodic hum that drifts across the water like a lullaby. It vibrates through your chest, calming you from the inside out. Her humming continues, softer and softer, slower and slower, until it melts into the rhythm of your breathing. She gestures for you to sit in the shallow water. The warmth cradles your legs. The glow surrounds you, like a cocoon. Aphrodite sits beside you, her gaze steady and reassuring. The heart, she says, is a quiet, steady flame. Let it burn softly tonight. She places her hand once again over your shoulder, her touch grounding you. You are safe, she murmurs. You are loved in ways you cannot always see. Let yourself rest now, gently, deeply. Her voice trails off as your eyelids grow heavier. The glowing water dims into a soft blur. The moonlight softens. Aphrodite's warmth remains beside you like a quiet heartbeat, and slowly, peacefully, you drift into sleep. Take a long, slow breath in and exhale softly, letting everything inside you loosen just a little more. Let your shoulders relax, your thoughts quiet, and your body settle deeper into whatever supports you. Tonight, the world grows lighter, airy, weightless. As we wander alongside Hermes, the messenger of the gods, the wanderer of paths, and the gentle spirit of motion and breath. But this is not the Hermes of rushing winds or swift footsteps. Tonight, he comes to you as a soft breeze that a drifting, calming presence that moves through the world not with urgency, but with freedom. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of a shimmering twilight meadow. The sky is painted in soft lavender and pale gold. Tall grasses sway in slow, rhythmic waves as a warm breeze sweeps through them. The air smells faintly of wild herbs and fresh air, clean, cool, soothing. In this meadow, everything feels light, unburdened, free. A gentle breeze brushes past you, carrying with it a faint sound, a soft jingling, like tiny bells swaying from a distant traveler's staff. Then, Hermes appears. He steps through the tall grass with effortless grace, as if his feet barely touched the earth. His cloak, woven with threads of soft gold and sky blue, drifts around him like a living breeze. His sandals, adorned with delicate wings, shimmer faintly in the fading light. But tonight, even those wings move slowly, gently, in harmony with your breath. Hermes pauses beside you, the breeze circling his frame like a playful companion. He gives a warm, easy smile, one that holds no rush, no mischief, only comfort. Walk with me, he whispers, his voice light as wind sliding through leaves. You follow him through the meadow. Each step you take feels easier, as though Hermes' presence removes the weight from your feet. The grass parts gently, making a soft path for you. He moves like someone who knows every direction but is in no hurry to choose one. Paths, he says softly, are not meant to be rushed. They are meant to be felt. His words drift around you like a soft breeze. Hermes leads you to a narrow trail winding between glowing stones. They shimmer with faint golden light, illuminating the ground in warm patterns. These stones, he explains, mark the journeys people have taken, their hopes, their fears, their dreams. He kneels beside one of the stones and places a hand on it. It glows brighter for a moment. When someone takes a step with intention, he whispers, "The world remembers." He straightens, his cloak brushing softly against the grass. "Come," he says again. You continue walking. Hermes guides you toward a grove of slender trees whose leaves shimmer like silver feathers. A gentle wind rustles through the branches, creating a soft, whispering melody. This, Hermes says, is the sound of messages carried on the wind. He closes his eyes, listening. The rustling leaves form a soothing, rhythmic pattern, a lullaby woven from the breath of the world itself. Hermes opens his eyes and smiles. "You hear it too," he murmurs, "even if you don't realize it." He steps into the grove, and you follow. The light filtering through the leaves casts flickering silver patterns on the ground. Shadows and light sway together as though dancing in slow motion. Hermes lifts his hand, and a small bird with wings of shimmering gold lands gently on his fingers. That it chirps softly, a delicate, melodic tone, almost like a sigh. "This little one," he says, "carries wishes, not loud wishes, but quiet ones." The bird takes flight, leaving behind a faint trail of golden dust that shimmers in the air before fading. Hermes leads you deeper through the grove until the trees open into a small clearing, and in the center stands a stone archway, glowing with warm, amber light. "This," Hermes whispers, "is a doorway of journeys, not to places, but to feelings." He invites you to stand beside him beneath the archway. As you do, a soft, warm breeze washes over you. It carries memories, not sharp or heavy, but softened, blurred, gentled, a memory of laughter, a memory of a peaceful morning, a memory of a quiet walk, a memory of someone who once cared for you. All of them drift through your mind like feathers. No weight, no strain, just presence. Hermes's voice floats into your ear, as calm as moonlit air. You travel farther than you think. Every breath is a journey inward. Every quiet moment is a step forward. He walks out of the archway, and you follow him into a vast open space. A hill overlooking the meadow, glowing softly under the rising moon. Hermes sits cross-legged on the warm earth. You sit beside him, the breeze wrapping gently around you. He looks up at the moon and murmurs, "I guide many, but tonight I guide only you." He presses his palm lightly against his chest. "Listen," he whispers. For a moment, you hear nothing, only silence. Then a faint sound, like the softness of your own breath echoing inside your chest. That, Hermes says, is the wind within you, the part of you that always moves, even when you rest. He lies back on the grass, hands behind his head, staring at the stars that begin to appear in soft clusters above you. You lie beside him. The two of you rest in silence, the breeze brushing across your skin like a gentle lullaby. Hermes speaks again, voice softer than ever. "You are a traveler," he says. "Even when you sleep, dreams are just another path." His hand moves through the grass, tracing lazy patterns. "Wherever you go," he whispers, "may the winds keep you calm." You close your eyes as the night breeze wraps around you like warm silk. The stars blur softly, but Hermes' presence remains beside you. Light, comforting, unhurried. Your breath slows, your mind drifts, your body sinks deeper into calm, and finally, like a feather settling onto quiet earth, you fall into sleep. Take a slow breath in, feel your chest rise softly, and exhale gently, letting your whole body loosen like soil warmed by the sun. Let your thoughts soften, let your shoulders drop, and allow the weight of the day to melt down through you, settling into the quiet earth beneath. Tonight, we walk with Demeter. Not in her sorrow, not in her storms, but in her gentlest form. The warm spirit of harvest, nourishment, and the peaceful rhythm of the natural world. This is the realm of soft fields and golden. Calm, the realm where the earth breathes with you. The realm where everything grows slowly, patiently, lovingly. Imagine yourself standing in a vast field just before dawn. The horizon glows faintly with a soft amber haze. The air smells of warm grain, wildflowers, and fresh earth. Tall stalks of wheat sway gently in the early morning breeze, brushing softly against each other like quiet whispers. This is Demeter's world, a sanctuary of warmth, nourishment, and peace. As you breathe in, you feel the warmth of the soil beneath your feet. As you breathe out, you feel the calm of the earth rise through you, and then, through the soft golden haze of morning, Demeter appears. She walks through the wheat fields with the grace of someone who has tended them for eternity. Her hair flows in waves of deep gold. Touched by sunlight even before sunrise, her robe is woven from threads of green and soft brown, colors of fertile earth and new leaves. Her presence is warm, not bright like Apollo's light, not wild, like Artemis's moon, but grounding, gentle, tender. Demeter smiles as she approaches. Her expression, soft and nurturing to it, is the smile of someone who sees not who you were today, but who you are beneath everything. Someone who sees your core, your heart, your quiet hopes. Come, she says, her voice a warm breeze. Walk with me. You follow her through the wheat field, and the grains bend respectfully as she passes. She touches the tops of the stalks with her fingertips, and wherever she touches, the wheat brightens with a soft golden glow. These fields, she murmurs, grow with patience, with breath, with rest. You walk until you reach a small clearing where the ground is covered in soft grass and tiny white flowers that sway gently in the morning wind. Demeter kneels and places her palm on the ground. Listen, she whispers. You kneel beside her. The earth hums faintly, a low, warm vibration, subtle but deeply comforting, like the slow heartbeat of the world. This, she says softly, is the sound of growth, the sound of things becoming. The hum continues beneath your hands, soothing every part of you. Demeter rises and leads you toward a tall olive tree standing alone in the field. Its branches spread wide, offering cool shade. The grass beneath it is soft and lush. She gestures for you to sit. You sit beneath the tree, and Demeter sits beside you. A warm breeze flows through the branches, scattering bits of sunlight across the ground. People think harvest is only work, she says, but harvest begins in rest. She plucks a single olive from the tree and sets it gently in your palm. This, she murmurs, was once only potential, quiet potential that it grew slowly, gently, in its own time. She closes your fingers around the olive. You are growing too, quietly, gently, in your own time. Her words sink into you like warm light. That a pair of doves land on a branch above. Cooing softly, Demeter watches them with a smile. Life, she says, moves in cycles. There is planting, waiting, nourishing, and then blooming. Her voice is so soft that even the wind quiets to listen. She stands and reaches out her hand. You take it, and she helps you stand. Her touch is warm, grounding, like sun-warmed soil. She leads you toward a small cottage at the edge of the field. Its walls are covered in climbing vines and pale flowers. Smoke rises from the chimney in a thin, gentle line. Inside, everything smells of bread, honey, and herbs. Demeter moves with ease, kneading dough, stirring a pot of warm grain, sprinkling herbs with practiced care. Every motion is slow, gentle, rhythmic, like a lullaby woven into movement. She hands you a bowl of warm porridge mixed with honey and figs. You taste it. It is simple, comforting, grounding. Food, she whispers, is love made physical. She sits beside you as you eat, humming softly. Her hum is warm and steady, like the purr of the earth beneath your feet. When you finish, she leads you outside again. The sun has fully risen now, bathing the fields in golden light, but it's not harsh. It's soft, warm, mellow. Demeter sits in the grass and pats the earth beside her. You lie down, resting your head on the warm ground. She gently brushes a strand of grass from your forehead. Her touch is tender, almost motherly. Rest, she murmurs. The world grows while you sleep. Her fingers linger gently on your hair, and the golden wheat sways around you like a protective curtain. In the distance, the doves coo. The earth hums softly. The breeze shifts through the wheat in long, gentle waves. Demeter hums again, long, low, soothing. A melody so warm it feels like sunlight melting into your chest. Your breathing slows, your thoughts blur. Your body softens against the earth. Demeter's voice drifts through the warm air one last time. You are safe. You are cared for. Let yourself rest deeply, fully, without worry. The fields blur into soft gold. The sky dissolves into warm white. Her touch remains gentle and steady, and slowly, quietly, peacefully, you fall asleep. Take a slow, deep breath in, feel your chest rise gently, and let the exhale fall from you like warm air drifting from a hearth on a winter night. Allow your body to soften. Let the space around you feel warmer, safer, quieter. Let everything inside you begin to settle like glowing embers calming after a long day. Tonight, we enter the warmest and most peaceful realm of all, the realm of Hestia, goddess of the hearth, the home, and the gentle flame that brings comfort to the world. Not the crackling fire of excitement, not the roaring blaze of passion, but the soft, steady glow that warms without burning, that comforts without demanding, that stays alive even when everything else grows quiet. Imagine stepping into a small cottage lit only by a single, glowing hearth. The walls are made of smooth, warm wood. The scent of baked bread and herbs floats gently in the air. A thick woolen blanket rests over a carved wooden chair. The kettle hums softly over the fire, releasing the faint aroma of chamomile and honey. This space feels familiar. Even if you've never been here, it feels like belonging, it feels like safety, it feels like home. As you take a slow step inside, the heat from the hearth washes over your skin like a gentle embrace. Then, from the soft light of the fire, Hestia appears. Her presence is subtle, warm, and steady. Her hair falls around her shoulders in loose waves the color of firelit bronze. Her eyes shine with quiet kindness, soft amber, glowing like embers in the dark. Her robe is simple, flowing, woven from warm golden thread. She moves with a calm so deep it soothes you without a single word. "Welcome," she whispers, her voice gentle as crackling firewood. "Come sit by the hearth." Her hand gestures toward a soft cushion near the warm flame. You sit, and the heat radiating from the hearth sinks into your muscles, easing away tension you didn't even realize you were holding. Hestia kneels beside the fire and stirs it gently with a wooden rod. The flames shift, glowing brighter for a moment, then settling into a soft, steady rhythm. "This flame," she whispers, "is the heart of every home, every gathering, every rest." She sits across from you, folding her legs gracefully beneath her. "People think fire must be wild," she says softly. "But the most powerful fire is the one that stays calm." She leans forward, and the light from the hearth reflects softly across her face, illuminating her with a warm, serene glow. "Let this flame rest you," she murmurs. She picks up a clay cup from a small wooden table and fills it with warm herbal tea. The steam curls upward like a gentle spirit. "Drink," she whispers, handing it to you. You lift the cup. It is warm, comforting, perfectly soothing. The first sip tastes of chamomile, honey, warm herbs, and quiet comfort. It slides down your throat like liquid calm. Hestia watches with a gentle smile. "Good," she whispers. "Let warmth move through you." She sits back and gazes softly into the fire. "In ancient times," she says, "every home, every temple, every gathering depended on a single flame." She gestures toward the hearth. "This flame," her voice softens even more. "It brought light, it brought warmth, it brought peace." The fire crackles gently, punctuating her words with soft, glowing sparks. "But more than anything," she continues, "it brought presence." She cups her hands around the flame as if embracing its warmth. "You cannot rush a fire like this," she says quietly. "It burns slowly, patiently, with intention. You feel the warmth deep in your chest, a calm, anchored sensation. Hestia rises and moves to a small shelf filled with jars of dried herbs and flowers. She selects a few sprigs of lavender, chamomile, and rosemary, placing them gently into a clay bowl beside the hearth as the herbs begin to warm. A soft fragrance fills the room, earthy, floral, deeply relaxing. She sits beside you, close enough that you can feel the warmth radiating from her presence. People often search for peace in distant places. She murmurs, "But peace begins here." She places her hand lightly over her heart. Within, she then touches the center of your chest, just lightly, just long enough for you to feel the warmth of her touch. "You carry a hearth inside you," she whispers. "Let it glow tonight." Her words sink into your mind like warm embers settling into a bed of coals. Hestia stands and walks slowly around the room, lighting small candles one by one. Their flames flicker softly, casting warm golden halos across the wooden walls. The entire cottage glows with gentle light. She returns to the hearth, sits across from you, and begins to hum, a soft, low melody reminiscent of lullabies sung across countless generations. The tune wraps around you like a warm blanket. She hums, she speaks, between the notes. "Rest, let the warmth carry you, let the quiet cradle you." Her voice blends with the crackling fire. The two sounds merge, a lullaby of flame and breath. Your eyes grow heavier, your limbs relax deeply. Your breathing slows into soft waves. Hestia leans closer, her voice no more than a whisper. "You are safe here. You are warm here. You are home here." She places another log on the fire, watching it catch and glow softly. "Sleep," she murmurs, "and let your inner flame rest too." The cottage blurs around you. The fire softens into glowing light. Hestia's presence becomes warmth itself. Steady, gentle, comforting, and with that warmth holding you like a soft embrace. You drift slowly, quietly, deeply into peaceful sleep. Take a long, slow breath in, let it expand gently inside your chest, and exhale softly, as though releasing a quiet sigh into a warm night breeze. Let your body loosen. Let your mind soften. Let any tightness you've been holding melt into the air around you. Tonight, we enter a world often misunderstood, a world many imagine as loud, chaotic, wild, but which, in its truest form, holds quiet liberation, gentle healing, and deep emotional rest. Tonight, we walk beside Dionysos, not the fierce god of frenzy, but the god of release, renewal, and peaceful surrender. The God who reminds us that some burdens fall away only when we allow ourselves to rest, to breathe, to let go. Imagine stepping into a twilight valley bathed in glowing amethyst light. Mist drifts gently through tall grass. Fireflies sparkle like floating purple stars. Clusters of grapevines wind across wooden trellises, their leaves shimmering with dew that glows faintly in the evening haze. The air smells sweet, faint hints of ripe fruit, honey, and cool night air mixing together in soft harmony. This valley feels alive, but not with noise, with quiet, restful energy. A soft breeze flows through the vines, creating a gentle rustling that sounds like distant laughter heard through a dream. And then, from between the vines, Dionysos appears, but not in wild celebration. Tonight, he is calm. His dark, curling hair glows faintly with moonlit purple. A wreath of soft ivy leaves rests lightly upon his head. His eyes, deep and reflective, shimmer like pools of calm water. His robe, dyed in muted shades of wine and dusk, flows loosely around him as though carried by a quiet current. He approaches with a warm, serene smile. "Come," he whispers, his voice smooth as velvet. "Walk with me. Let the night hold you." You follow him along a winding path lined with lanterns shaped like small golden orbs. Each lantern glows softly, casting warm circles of light across the path. The vines whisper gently as Dionysos passes, as if greeting an old friend. This valley, he murmurs, is where people come to rest their hearts. He pauses beside a large cluster of grapes glowing faintly with purple light. Here, he says softly, nothing is heavy, everything is allowed to soften. He hands you a grape. It is warm, sweet, tender. Let it melt on your tongue, he whispers. You taste it dissolves instantly, comforting and delicate, filling your senses with warmth, sweetness, and ease. Dionysus smiles. Good, he says. Let your heart loosen. As you walk deeper into the valley, the vines grow thicker, forming natural archways above you. Moonlight filters through the leaves in soft streaks, painting wave-like patterns across the path. Somewhere in the distance, a gentle flute plays, slow, soothing, drifting through the air like mist. Dionysus tilts his head slightly. Music, he whispers, is a doorway, not to wildness, but to release. He stops at a clearing where a small spring flows gently over smooth stones. The water glows faintly lavender, reflecting the twilight sky. Dionysus kneels beside it, cups his hands, and lifts the glowing water to his lips. He drinks slowly, then offers his cupped hands to you. The water tastes cool, calming, subtly sweet, as if it carries a piece of the night's serenity within it. This water, he explains, washes away what you no longer need. He rises and leads you to a circular space woven from vines and soft moss, and its center sits a low, cushioned seat covered with silky purple fabric. Sit. He whispers, you sit. Dionysus takes a seat beside you. He reaches up, plucking a handful of soft, aromatic herbs from a hanging vine. Lavender, sweet basil, and faintly scented myrtle, and crushes them gently between his fingers. At a warm, soothing fragrance surrounds you. He lets the crushed herbs fall slowly into the breeze. Let yourself exhale. He murmurs, deeply. You breathe out. The air feels lighter. Dionysus closes his eyes, and the faint sound of the flute deepens, blending with the rustle of leaves to create a slow, rhythmic melody. People fear letting go, he says softly. They fear surrender, but surrender is not weakness, it is rest. He gestures toward a cluster of lanterns hanging from a vine-covered pergola. Each lantern, he says, holds a piece of someone's heaviness left behind. He walks to the lanterns, touches one gently, and it glows brighter for a moment. This one held sorrow, he whispers. This one worry. This one doubt. He turns to you, eyes warm. If you wish, he murmurs, you may leave something here as well. He places a small lantern in your hands. Its surface is warm and smooth. Breathe into it, he says. You inhale deeply, exhale slowly into the lantern, letting whatever heaviness is within you drift out with your breath. The lantern glows faintly, absorbing the weight. Dionysus hangs it gently among the others. There, he whispers, you do not need to hold what does not serve you. He sits beside you again, his presence warm and grounding. The flute fades into a soft hum. The wind quiets. The vines sway gently and slow, comforting rhythm. Dionysus leans back on his hands, looking up at the moon as it rises, casting a soft violet glow across the valley. Life, he murmurs, is not meant to be endured alone. There is sweetness, even in silence. He reaches into a small woven basket beside the mossy seat and pulls out a cup made of smooth clay. Inside is a warm, fragrant drink. Not wine that ignites, but wine that soothes. He offers the cup to you. It helps the heart soften. He whispers, you drink, the warmth spreads through you slowly, like the gentle unfolding of a long-held breath. Dionysus hums a soft, lilting tune. The sound drifts across the clearing, curling around you like a warm breeze that as he hums, the valley glows brighter, fireflies gather, circling slowly in patterns that resemble constellations. Their light flickers in steady, calming waves. Dionysos lowers his voice to a whisper. You are safe, you are held, let the night cradle you. He sits close beside you, his presence warm and serene. The vines sway above you, the lanterns glow softly, and the air carries the scent of sweet herbs and warm dusk. Your eyes grow heavier, your breath deepens. Dionysus places a gentle hand over your shoulder. Rest, he murmurs. Let yourself drift. Let the night take what you no longer need. The world blurs into soft hues of violet and gold. The lanterns fade into dreamy halos. The flute becomes a distant whisper, and slowly, deeply, peacefully, you fall asleep. Take a slow breath in, let it warm you gently from the inside, and exhale softly, feeling tension melt out of your shoulders like metal softening under gentle heat. Let your body settle. Let your mind go quiet. Let everything inside you begin to glow, softly and calmly, like embers resting at the bottom of a peaceful forge. Tonight, we enter the realm of Hephaistos, not the roaring, hammering, fiery forge you may imagine, but the quiet one beneath it. The one where warmth replaces flame, the one where creation replaces noise, the one where patience replaces force. This is the forge of calm, of focus, of steady breath. Imagine yourself stepping into a cavern warmed by soft, glowing light. The walls are smooth and curved, painted in muted shades of reddish gold. The air smells faintly of warm metal, clay, and cedarwood. Tiny sparks drift through the air like floating fireflies, soft, harmless, warm. The heat is not overwhelming, that it is comforting, wrapping around you like a thick blanket on a cold night. You walk deeper into the cavern, each step sinking into soft volcanic sand that cushions your feet. A low, rhythmic sound pulses through the space. Not loud hammering, but a gentle, steady heartbeat of metal cooling and warming in perfect balance. In the center of the cavern, Hephaistos appears. He is not grand or intimidating. He is calm, grounded, wise. His body is strong, sculpted by years of steady work, but his presence is gentle. His dark hair falls in loose waves touched by coppery light. His beard glows with hints of ember red. His eyes, oh, his eyes. They glow like molten gold cooling into something soft and stable. Tonight, he does not hold a blazing hammer. He holds a warm iron rod, glowing faintly, gently. Not scorching, but warm enough to illuminate his face with soft orange light. He lifts his gaze to you and offers a warm, subtle smile. Come closer, he says in a voice as deep and comforting as rolling thunder slowed to a whisper. The fire is gentle tonight. You walk toward him. The heat curls around your skin, comforting, grounding. He gestures toward a smooth stone seat placed near his forge. Sit, he says softly. Let the warmth loosen you. You sit and the stone is warm. Not hot, not uncomfortable, just perfectly warm, like a seat left in sunlight. Hephaistos places the glowing rod on a bed of ash and sits on a stool beside you. People believe fire must be fierce, he murmurs, but the most useful fire is the one that burns slowly. He reaches into a clay jar and sprinkles a handful of powder into the forge. The fire brightens, not bursting, but glowing with a soft golden wave. This fire, he continues, is patient, steady, like breath. He inhales slowly. You mirror him. He exhales gently. You follow. The fire responds, its glow pulsing softly with each synchronized breath. Hephaistos smiles. Good, you see, even the flame listens. He picks up a small lump of raw metal, dull, heavy, cold-looking. He holds it between his hands, letting the warmth from the forge seep into it. Everything begins like this, he whispers, rough, unshaped, full of potential. He places the metal onto a stone table, and then, slowly, patiently, it becomes. He does not strike it with force. Instead, he taps it gently with a small hammer. Slow, soft, rhythmic, tap, tap, tap. The sound is soothing, like rain falling on a distant roof. With each tap, the metal glows a little brighter. Hephaistos looks at you. We shape ourselves the same way, he says, not with force, but with patience. He reaches into a bowl of warm water and lets the metal cool in his hand. Steam rises, drifting like mist around his fingers. When we cool, he whispers, we become stronger. He gestures for you to place your hands into the bowl of warm water as well. The heat envelopes your fingers, flowing up your arms like liquid comfort. Good, he whispers. Let the warmth soften you. He stands and moves deeper into the cavern. Motioning for you to follow, you walk into a chamber where dozens of softly glowing tools hang from the walls, each one shaped with perfect care. These tools, Hephaistos says, were made not in haste, but in stillness. He runs his fingers along one of the tools, a sculpted bronze chisel. Its glow brightens gently under his touch. Creation requires quiet, he murmurs. Meaning grows in silence. He leads you to another chamber, this one filled with pools of warm, shimmering water illuminated by faint golden light from beneath the surface. Rest, he says, pointing to the nearest pool. You step into the water and he envelopes your legs with heat that melts tension instantly. You lower your body deeper until the warmth surrounds you completely. Your muscles loosen, your breathing deepens. Hephaistos sits at the edge of the pool, placing a hand on the stone rim. Feel how the water holds you. He whispers, you don't have to hold everything yourself. He closes his eyes. The entire cavern hums softly, a deep, slow vibration that seems to come from the earth itself. This place, he says in a soft voice, is where the world comes to heal. He gestures toward the glowing water around you. The fire warms you. The water carries you. The earth supports you. He places his hand lightly on your shoulder, a firm, grounding touch. You, he whispers, are allowed to rest. His words linger in the warm air like a gentle spell. You close your eyes. The glow of the cavern dims into soft red and orange waves. The water cradles you like a warm cradle. The deep hum of the forge vibrates through your body, loosening every last trace of tension. Hephaistos' voice fades into a final, warm whisper. Let go, rest deeply, and let your inner fire burn softly tonight. The heat settles into your bones. Your breath slows. Your body becomes weightless, and slowly, quietly, peacefully, you fall asleep. Take a slow, peaceful breath and let the air fill your chest with calmness. Exhale softly, as if releasing a handful of petals into the wind. Let your shoulders drop, your body soften, and your mind drift into a place where day fades into night, and night melts into dawn at a place between worlds. Quiet, balanced, serene. Tonight, we travel with Persephone, the goddess who moves gently through the seasons, who walks from sunlight to shadow and back again, who brings life with her footsteps and rest with her stillness. Her story is one of transitions, not abrupt, not violent, but slow, natural rhythms, the same rhythms that guide your breath right now. Inhale, exhale, softly, calmly. You find yourself walking along a meadow that glows under a soft, warm sunset. The grass is tall and golden, gently brushing against your fingertips. Wildflowers sway lazily in the breeze, their petals glowing like little lanterns. The air is sweet with the scent of spring blossoms. Somewhere in the distance, a lark sings a final, delicate note. Everything feels suspended, as though the world itself is holding its breath, waiting for night to spread its velvet wings. And there she is, Persephone. She stands at the center of the meadow, her gown flowing like ripples across a calm lake, woven from threads of rose gold and moonlit white. Her hair cascades down her back in waves the color of ripe wheat, and tiny blossoms bloom wherever her feet touch the earth. She turns toward you with soft, welcoming eyes filled with warmth, patience, and the gentle wisdom of someone who has lived both in light and in shadow. "Welcome," she says, her voice soft as falling petals. "You've arrived just in time." She steps closer, the flowers around her stirring with quiet excitement. "This is my favorite moment," she whispers, "when day folds itself into night and the world becomes a place of rest." She reaches out her hand. "Walk with me." You take her hand, and the touch is cool, soothing, like dipping your fingers into a spring-fed pool on a warm day. Together, you walk through the meadow. The golden light deepens into soft pinks and purples. Clouds glow faintly, drifting slowly across the sky as a warm breeze brushes your face, carrying with it the gentle hum of the earth settling down for the night. Persephone smiles. "You know," she says quietly, "people think my story is about darkness, but it is really about balance." She kneels by a cluster of wildflowers and grazes her fingertips across their petals. They glow softly, pulsing with life. "There is a moment each year," she continues, "when I must return below, not because I am taken, but because the earth must sleep." She stands again, brushing the petals gently. "Rest is not a prison," she says. "It is a promise." The sky deepens into twilight as she walks with you toward a grove of trees. The leaves above shimmer in silver moonlight as the first stars prick the sky. She guides you through an archway of branches woven together like lace, and you realize you are entering a different space, quieter, deeper, wrapped in a comforting darkness. But this darkness is not frightening. That it is soft, velvety. Soothing. That it is the kind of darkness that invites peace. "Do not fear the night," Persephone murmurs. "It is where dreams grow." She leads you down a gentle slope into an underground passage filled with warm, glowing orbs of pale blue light. They float like tiny spirits, illuminating the cavern walls with a soft, cooling glow. "This," she says, "is where I spend the quiet months, not in sorrow, but in reflection." She gestures for you to sit beside a pool of still, silver water. The surface reflects the glowing lights, creating shimmering patterns that lull your eyes into gentle heaviness. Persephone sits beside you, dipping her fingers into the water. Ripples spread outward, slow and rhythmic. "Life needs both," she whispers. "Light to grow and shadow to rest." You place your fingers in the water too. That it is cool, smooth, calming. The ripples from your touch meet hers, merging into a synchronized pattern. "Just like breath," she says softly. She draws in a slow inhale. You follow. She releases a long, peaceful exhale. You mirror her. The ripples fade into stillness again. "When you rest," she says, "your spirit returns to itself, the way the earth returns to me in winter." She stands and reaches for your hand again. "Come, I want to show you something." She leads you deeper into the cavern, where the walls begin to glow with soft, golden veins, as if the earth itself is made of quiet sunlight. You step into a circular chamber where thousands of glowing seeds are suspended in the air, slowly drifting like stars. "These," Persephone says with a soft smile, "are dreams waiting for spring." She guides your gaze upward, where the seeds rise slowly, like tiny lanterns carried by a gentle breeze. "They sleep," she whispers, "just as you do. Even in stillness, life prepares to bloom." She places her hand lightly on your chest, over your heart. "You, too, carry seeds," she says. thoughts waiting to settle, feelings waiting to soften, strength waiting to return. She steps back, her eyes glowing gently. "You do not need to bloom tonight," she whispers. "You need only rest." Her words melt into the warm air like honey dissolving into tea. She lifts her hand, and the glowing seeds drift downward, surrounding you, settling like soft sparks upon your shoulders, your arms, your legs. The warmth of them spreads through you slowly, relaxing every muscle, quieting every thought, softening every breath. Persephone's voice becomes a whisper. Let the night hold you. Let the earth cradle you. Let yourself sleep. The seeds brighten, then dim, becoming soft, gentle lights around you. Your breath slows. Your body sinks into peaceful weightlessness. Your mind drifts like a leaf floating on calm water. Persephone's final words echo softly in the distance. Rest deeply, for even in darkness, you are growing. And slowly, calmly, warmly, you slip into sleep.